Court is calling 2022 CR 6145, State of Texas versus Luis Francisco Cordero. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense.
Robert Gowan for the defendant.
Are you Mr. Cordero? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Cordero, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Do you understand it, Mr. Cordero? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Cordero, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, 5 items or less, as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Your Honor, it was supposed to be on the burglary of the building. Unless the paperwork-
I have the wrong paperwork.
Is the paperwork-
I
Right.
received a 6145.
All righty. Let me see. Yeah, this says 6145 on here. So if y'all want to change that number and you're proceeding on 2020 CR 3591.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. All right. So did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a building? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulations. No, just 1 second. I'm reviewing the paperwork and there's an issue with the paperwork. Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Sure.
We are back. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 12 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications. State will take into consideration 2022 CR 6145. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No motions, Judge.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment of burglary of a building, how do you plead? Guilty?
No
Not
contest.
guilty, or no contest?
No content.
State, any evidence?
State officer states to the 1 no offense.
They have been reviewed by counsel, Judge. No objection.
Mr. Cordero, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just ask that you follow the plea bargain agreement and assess credit for all time served.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 12 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2022 CR 6145. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Do not steal anymore. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
No.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. And we're not on the record. Hello, Mr. Crawford. How are you doing?
Good, and you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's always a busy day. So I'm trying to see what the issue is. All right, so this is to make a decision on your supervision because they're not able to do the field visits the way I want them done because you will be in Atascosa, correct? All right. So probation, do you have any issues with him being in Atascosa?
No, Your Honor, he's provided adequate proof. And I believe he's been doing everything that he needs to do on probation.
All right. So with regards to the address in Atascosa, is that where you're going to be living with your grandparents? All right, don't go there causing problems, you understand?
Yes, man. Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm changing my life around. I got baptized recently.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
My certificate. I joined the church. My grandfather, he's a deacon. The pastor. I can talk to him every time. So
Okay, that is awesome. Well, keep up with the good work, okay? All right, so probation, I'll allow him to move to Atascosa. All right, is there anything else you need?
you know,
Remember, in this court, when you're on probation, communication is key. So if there are ever any issues or something you want to talk out, maybe can't talk out with your grandfather, you can always contact probation. If you feel it's not being addressed, you can come to the court, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I would like to request a copy evaluation.
All right. We're gonna do a TAP evaluation and I'll allow the transfer. Is there anything else, probation? All right, is there anything else you need from me? All right, thank you. All right, thanks. All right, are you all ready to proceed on the MTR?
We are, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2021 CR 10657, State of Texas versus Jose Alonzo Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Frank Mauer for Mr. Ramirez.
All right. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in for Robert Mauer? Do you have any objections to that? Are you okay with this attorney?
Sir, yes, ma'am.
Are you okay with this attorney standing in for Robert Mauer? All right. State, do you have any objections to this attorney standing in?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. And are you Jose Alonzo Ramirez?
Ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jose Alonzo Ramirez who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 10657 for the offense of terroristic threat of a peace officer on January 26, 2022 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jose Alonzo Ramirez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September, October, and November of 2022 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Oh, good.
I'm sorry?
True.
State?
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $1,500 fine. Did you understand?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
yes,
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor, we're asking that you deny the motion, extend the defendant's probation for 2 years, alter and amend the conditions for a TAP evaluation while in custody, for intensive outpatient treatment, with biweekly drug tests for 90 days and random thereafter. We're asking the defendant to take the BIPP course and verify his residency and employment every 90 days. Judge.
What has he done on probation? Other than not reporting? Probation? Has he done anything since he's been on probation?
He's made a payment toward his fees of $100. He did complete the drug court evaluation. He did not qualify. Other than that, Your Honor, no other terms of probation have been satisfied.
I'm not inclined to follow your agreement because you haven't done anything. You haven't reported. Why have you not reported? You want to raise your right hand? You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, that nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Alonso Ramirez.
All right, why have you not reported?
I was talking to him with Zoom, my PO. He never told me nothing about. I was reporting with the Zoom. That's it. I was keep calling him many times when I was working out of town. And I was then when I went to report, I said,
No, they're saying you have not reported.
I was talking to boss, that much, I said boss, that's my probation officer.
All right, I'm telling you both, I'm not inclined to follow this agreement. He has not reported. To me, that's the easiest thing. So if you would like, the most I can sentence you to is 2 years in the state jail facility. I'll sentence you to 1 year.
1 year.
Mhm. Would you prefer that?
Yes.
All right, if you'll grab the trial court certification form, please. All right, the court is going to revoke, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. If you would like the therapeutic community, I can request that for you. It doesn't increase the length of time that you've been on, that you would serve. So for example, since I'm sentencing you to 1 year in the state jail facility, if you're in the program for therapeutic community, if you haven't completed their program, they're not going to say, oh, he's due to get out. But since he hasn't completed the program, we're going to continue him. It's completely up to you.
Wow.
So would you like for me to have you referred to the therapeutic community or no?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to request the therapeutic community. Even though I'm requesting it, you're going to have to request it as well, because I don't have the jurisdiction to force them to place you in the program. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you'll have him sign that, and that way I can put that on the record. If you want to help him with that, so he can sign that,
Yes, ma'am.
so that we can complete the hearing. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you have a chance to review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this isn't a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on community supervision. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. All right, are you all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke? Court is calling 2017 CR 3566, State of Texas versus Jose Edward Gomez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Lindsay Shaw for Mr. Gomez.
Are you Jose Edward Gomez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, and First Amendment motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Jose Edward Gomez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 3566 for the offense of manslaughter on February 1st, 2018 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Violated condition number 5, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Jose Edward Gomez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, and July 2023 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Did, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And that agreement is to adjudicate guilt, revoke his, this individual offers probation and the citizen to 7 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. And the state will take into consideration clause number 714449. To reject this.
All right, counsel, is that the agreement?
It is the agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Gomez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will find you guilty, grant the motion, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 7 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 714449. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Has restitution been paid?
No, that's one of the reasons that this deal was made, Your Honor. The amount was in excess of $9,000.
All right, so it hasn't been paid? All right, there's to be restitution to Roy Rodriguez Jr.'s family. And what is the amount?
$972.
And the amount of $9,972. There's to be no contact other than by financial payment with Roy Rodriguez Jr.'s family. Anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor, and I believe you mentioned credit for all time served. I just want
Yes.
to make sure the court's aware. I believe as of today, he has 200.
All right, thank you. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Gomez, you had a chance to be successful and be in the free world. You made choices, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Do better.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Armando Rodriguez. Are you all ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 10589, State of Texas versus Armando Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Megan Enriquez for Armando Rodriguez.
Are you Armando Rodriguez? I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading?
I
Oh,
do-
sorry, just one moment. I forgot to put this on the record. You've been recently appointed.
That's correct, Your Honor, and I was just going to address that with the court. I was appointed today.
All right. And counsel, are you prepared to proceed even though you were appointed today?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand that this attorney has been appointed to represent you today at the request of your previous attorney? And do you understand that your previous attorney is out for medical issues? Right. And do you understand that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for any hearing that we would have?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this or would you
Yes.
like a reset?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Have you had a chance to review those with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Armando Rodriguez Jr. who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 10589 for the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced on June 1st, 2023 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Armando Rodriguez Jr. did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of July 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection? Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It's going to be for the defendant to have a TAP and mental health evaluation while in custody and to follow the TAP recommendations. If it's inpatient, then bring back to court just to figure out where to go from there. And then ISP.
Okay. All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement was that the state would recommend that you deny the motion to revoke, continue him on supervision and alter and amend for those conditions.
Yes.
Judge, one last thing, the state is also going to take into consideration its night mag number 726681.
All right. So, Mr. Rodriguez, what I'm being told is that they want to continue to work with you, that they think maybe your issues can be addressed by a TAP evaluation. The TAP evaluation is where they interview you to see if there are any drug or alcohol issues. And then they want to do a mental health evaluation to see if there's something that we can help you with in that area. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So that's going to take place while in custody. And counsel, if for any reason you think that it's taking too long, you can always bring it back to court and we'll see what's going on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Rodriguez, is there anything else that you need other than for me to follow this agreement? All right. So I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include a TAP evaluation. We'll do the mental health evaluation, and that's to take place in custody. And I'm going to take in consideration night mag number 726681. All right, we can go at the record. Mr. Rodriguez, in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. Don't just disappear. If there's an issue, no matter what the issue is, talk to probation. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can come to court and address it with me. All right? All right, thank you. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
It's been a very busy day. Court is calling 2021 CR 4087, State of Texas versus Patrick Sanchez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Gary, Your Honor.
Defense?
Orlando Castañon.
All right, and are you Patrick Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client? Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Sanchez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault against a public servant? That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
No.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all these attachments.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. So what was happening with you that day?
I was going through some problems in my life. I just had, my mom had passed away and it was just a bunch of.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your mom's passing, but from here on out, everything that you do, you need to try to make her proud, okay?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you.
All right,
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse me.
Yes. Thank you for your patience.
Madam Clerk Jones?
Yes.